And that's what they're there for, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. And it's weird because they're saying my insurance is still active for medical, for seeing doctors and stuff, but not covered under pharmaceutical. And I'm like, that's weird, because when I called, they literally said it was terminated and that I was in enroll in this voucher, so I did. It starts March 1st, but I don't know. So whether it's good, it's not, I don't know. Either way, I have to make this appointment tomorrow. I was supposed to go for EGD test day. I'm actually supposed to have it now, but I had to cancel that for next week. I believe it's scheduled for next week. It might be March 16th if I might be mistaken. I gotta look. But anyway, yeah, I gotta get that done as soon as possible. I was about to call 911 last night. I felt so sick in my stomach again. And it's happening again, and I don't know why. And I hope they figure this out, because, you know, my esophagus can only take so much, you know, of vomiting and stuff. And I do have an ulcer. That's why he wants to do another EGD test. I have a hernia. I want to get diagnosed with something. If it's something like persistent vomiting, what is it called? Let's figure this out. I don't have any gallstones, you know, but here's the thing. I talked to so many people about when they had their gallbladder removed and how much they feel better. And I don't know if I can convince this doctor. And I have convinced doctors, you know, of how I'm feeling in pain and stuff. And I literally, because I got a partial hysterectomy one time and then I got a full hysterectomy. I had to convince the doctors to take everything because I still wasn't feeling well when they did the partial. But anyways, I think I can convince this doctor, you know, because he can look at my history. We're talking a long time of throwing up and just years of it. And what happens is if I start throwing up, and it's weird, I'll throw up every day for like 5-6 days. So I'm on day 3 right now. I got sick this morning, and I'm eating. You know, it's not like I'm not eating. I don't know. I just want answers to. I'm really fed up. I'm hungry, but I can't calm down again. So I'm gonna try some applesauce when I get back to the house here. I never really got to see any doctors, really. I would go to the emergency room, they would give me Zofran and give me IV fluids, and then I would go home and it would be okay for like a month or 2. And then all of a sudden, if I start, like I said, throwing up, it's like a non-stop issue for me. So I really wanted to find answers. And it's probably mostly my ulcer. Like I said, I don't know how else everyone else is doing, but did you watch the State of the Union? Certainly, and I can't ever. It's the longest. Boy, no shame in the Democrats. You know, some of them were standing and applauding on some of the things Trump said, but you know what really killed me was he literally challenged them. If you care about America and Americans, stand up. And they did it. And that right there got for everyone to see who hates President Trump and who thinks they're going to continue to trust the Democrats. People should wake up. Because they literally do not give a shit about you at all. You know what made this country so great? Was legal immigration. People who came here legally. Why is that such a hard concept for people on the left and for Democrats to understand that? And for Al Green, you know, he had a sign holding black people are not apes. You know, when President Trump retweeted that meme, it was a joke. I laughed, just like half the world laughed, but everyone has to take everything to an insult, and everyone's feelings get butthurt, okay? And President Trump, for a fact, did not create that video. And he took it down, and there's Al Green, that piece of shit. I don't know how that man gets reelected. Please, somebody tell me how he gets reelected. Holding up a sign, black people are not apes. A couple congressmen tried to snatch the sign from him, but as President Trump was walking to the podium, there's Al Green. I don't know if you all saw that. He tried to shove that sign into President Trump's left arm. And Steve Scalise, I think that's his name, was right behind President Trump. And Steve was like, I ain't having that shit. So he kind of blocked him. But I wish he would have been charged with assault for trying to grab the president. He's always trying to start something. This is the second State Union. In fact, during his first term, Al Green pulled stunts like this before. So this is nothing new. But what I want to know to the world, and this question to this is, for people who fucking hate Donald Trump, please fucking tell me how that man, Al Green, gets elected every time. I'm waiting for your answer. Anyway, that's my feelings for today. The whole Nancy Guthrie thing, I've been commenting a little bit more on TikTok. Excuse me, TikTok. Red flag still, I don't care. Savannah's last video, you know, she didn't even have tears. So, the woman is dead. I don't know why we can't just acknowledge that, and something happened to her. And notice how the footage of the camera of the two suspects, one with the book bag, one without, I think, a book bag, one with a glove, with gloves, I don't know. And it was two separate times, and the police officers and the FBI did not tell the public about that until way later. Red flag, motherfuckers. Red flags. Like, and where's the footage of Nancy Guthrie getting dropped off by her family that Saturday evening? She took an Uber to her family's house. Why didn't they come and pick her up? And if she took an Uber there, why didn't she take an Uber back? I mean, I wouldn't want my mother, who's that old, if she was alive, taking an Uber back to her home. And I would certainly make sure I would walk my mother into the home to make sure my mother got in safely. So this whole thing is just a bunch of fucking red flags, and it really irritates me because you have your independent people like myself who are independent journalists and investigators. And I know I really haven't been too much investigating lately, but you know, living in a camper, it's not easy. But anyways, that's my feelings on that whole thing. And there's so many people that go missing every day. And I just wish half the law enforcement agencies, especially Arizona and that county, would spend on finding other missing people. Because it breaks my heart. I mean, the national attention that this person got just because she's Savannah Guthrie's mother. And I called red flags right from the beginning. I know other people on TikTok are calling red flags. I follow quite a few people who literally give updates every day. And you still have that journalist who works at Newsmax who's literally still parked out in front of that house, and it's already, what, day 22 or whatever? It's like, give it up. Give it up. Anyway. Alright, guys. I'm going to go get some Zofran because I've not been feeling well. So, love each and every one of y'all. I really want to get in my house because I could be making money podcasting. I could be making money on TikTok. I could be selling stuff, creating stuff, selling stuff. I do want to start making dry freeze candy with Sister Missy. We're gonna give that a try. So if anybody is interested in dry freeze Skittles, or any other type of candy that you like for me to make, just email me at traintrump3@gmail.com, and I'll see what I can do to get that started. So it's kind of like a business idea that we have. So I don't know what we're going to call it, but it'll be a blessing either way. I got a Sublition printer finally, but I haven't set that up, and that's another blessing because I can start making more things. So, and she ended up buying these little Jesus figurines and these necklaces with crosses, with a little pocket message, also with a little cross, and she also bought some Bibles. So we're going to be going out to the homeless soon to give those away, and hopefully we'll have videos coming to show you that. Also, we will be praying for the homeless. I know the biggest thing homeless people request are socks, so I'll probably get a couple bags of man's socks and give out a couple pairs to people in need. So stay tuned. I love each and every one of you, and hopefully I will be feeling better today, because Zofran usually works. Love you all.